It's Thursday, and if you're wondering why California is making headlines in the heart of the Midwest, you're not alone. While your regular host, D.C. Bureau Chief Michael Wilner, is taking a well-deserved break, I'm stepping in, Anita Chabria, your California columnist, reporting from Columbus, Ohio. And let me tell you, the buzz around Governor Gavin Newsom's bold move on redistricting is impossible to ignore. Even here, 2,300 miles away from Sacramento, this isn't just political maneuvering. It's a high-stakes game that could shape the future of American elections. But here's where it gets controversial. Is Newsom's plan a masterstroke or a risky gamble? Let's dive into the details and find out. First, let's set the stage. President Donald Trump thrives on control, but the upcoming 2026 midterm elections are anything but predictable. Republicans currently hold a razor-thin majority in the House, with a margin of just 219 to 212 and 4 vacant seats. If Democrats manage to flip the House, it would throw a massive wrench into any autocratic ambitions. So what does Trump do? According to reports, his team reached out to Texas, urging them to redraw their election maps to secure 5 additional GOP seats and create a more comfortable buffer for the midterms. Enter Gavin Newsom, who responded with an unexpected countermove. If Texas rigs its maps, California will follow suit. Newsom's proposal, dubbed the Election Rigging Response Act, is now on track to be voted on by Californians this November. Unlike Texas, where such decisions can be made unilaterally by the legislature, California requires voter approval. And here's the twist. Polls suggest that Californians might actually support Newsom's plan. Axios reported this week that 57% of voters are likely to back the initiative once they understand 2 key points. First, the changes would be temporary, reverting to fair maps after a few years. Second, California would only act as another state like Texas redraws its maps first. It's a clever strategy, positioning Newsom as both a defender of democracy and a savvy political operator. But California isn't the only state playing this game. Indiana, Illinois, Florida, Missouri, and Ohio are all considering redistricting before 2026. In Indiana, Vice President J.D. Vance recently visited to rally support for the idea. Despite Republicans already holding 7 of the state's 9 congressional seats. Meanwhile, Florida could see more map rigging under Governor Ron DeSantis, who successfully added 4 GOP-friendly districts in 2022. The question is, will other states take the bait, and how far will Trump push them? Of course, no discussion of redistricting would be complete without mentioning the legal battles that inevitably follow. California Republicans have already appealed to the state Supreme Court, arguing that Newsom's plan violates a law requiring legislation to be published for 30 days before a vote. The legislature, however, has a workaround, a tactic critics call ethically dubious. They take an existing bill, strip its contents, and replace it with new language, technically satisfying the 30-day rule. On Wednesday, the court declined to intervene, leaving the path clear for the initiative to proceed. But don't expect the controversy to end there. Legal challenges loom large, especially in Texas, where UCLA's Voting Rights Project found that the proposed maps may violate federal protections for minority voters. This brings us to an intriguing question. What happens if Texas passes its maps, but courts block them? Would California still move forward? That scenario could leave Republicans reeling, the possibility of 5 new Democratic seats without Texas to balance the scales. It's a thought-provoking hypothetical, and one that underscores the complexity of Newsom's strategy. Regardless of the outcome, Newsom seems to come out ahead. Recent polls show him gaining significant traction both in California and nationally. A Politico Citron Center survey found Newsom leading former Vice President Kamala Harris among California voters when it comes to hypothetical presidential preferences. Even in the Midwest, where I'm reporting from, people are talking about Newsom, not always agreeing with him, but respecting his bold stance against Trump and Texas. Should the redistricting initiative fail, Newsom can still claim he fought harder than anyone else to curb Trump's influence. And if it succeeds, well, that's a whole new level of political leverage. So, was this all part of a grand plan, or did Newsom simply get lucky? Either way, he's captured lightning in a bottle, and it's a moment worth watching. But here's the million-dollar question. Do you think Newsom's approach is justified, or does it cross a line? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. For further reading, check out these must-read articles. How Georgia Went from the Vanguard of Democracy to the Front Lines of Autocracy, New York Times. How Gavin Newsom Trolled His Way to the Top of Social Media, Politico. How California's proposed redistricting map compares to current districts, Los Angeles Times.